everybody! Thursday night is now properly normal roundtable night. Hope everyone's doing really well. And hope you're all having a really great day. And I am joined, as always, by my folks, co-hosts, Sophie B.
Hello.
And Hav.
Hello, guys. I cannot see crap today.
Well, you know, what we can see is a lot of already really substantial super chats. So thank you so much for everybody getting them in early. And basically, oh, okay, Red Dragon's coming along. But for those of you who are joining us, the round table is basically a place where you can put your what if live stream ideas for future videos, perhaps, as well as comments, as well as helping support the channel. And just so you know, we do have a what if FAQ coming next Thursday. And it's also
oh boy.
Yeah, it's also that's manga day. So that's Moro day.
Yeah.
Or Tomorrow or something like that. Or whatever. But chapter 63 coming out, and don't worry, we're not going to be spoiling it here. So don't worry about that.
It's the golden day.
Seriously, it was like, oh my god. It was absolutely bad. And also thank you everybody for all the condolence messages from Sunday about, you know, my dad, and that was really appreciated. And we've got a date for the funeral, and that's on Thursday, incidentally. So I'm going to be juggling a lot that day, and I'm also really happy because I've been like making the order of service booklet, and it's very much in keeping with what Dad would do. So I'm like it saves my mum a couple of $100 by like going, why are you getting a professional to do it? He's got 2 sons who can do it. So yeah, I volunteered. So there you go. And I must admit, I've come up with a corker. It looks like something that come out of an art gallery. But anyway, so basically, hope everyone's doing really well. And let's kick things off with Brendan Little. This is, what if Bulma shanghaied Vegeta to pull his weight by being the nanny of all the kids of Capture Corps execs, turning him into Dragon Ball's own kindergarten cop? I like this idea, but I also like the idea of dragon babies. Basically, you know, you just see Vegeta's legs and it says, "Is everything all right in here?" "Yes, nanny." "That's not good enough. You should be training harder." Slams door.
Vegeta, the best nanny.
Yes. Yeah.
Who is your daddy, and what does he do?
And then, it's just Vegeta's Nani. But in relation to the question, it's basically, it would make for a funny mini arc, and I can imagine like him juggling 3 babies, and like, you know, the kindergarten cop, you just go, "Shut up!"
My, the lungs on that boy.
No, he basically screams through time.
Yeah.
I love that whole thing. I love that whole thing from the History of Trunks. That scream was still there.
Yeah.
You know, it was still there after, you know, years since we made that original reference.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, oh, by the way, we got a Nerd King contribution. Thank you so much, dude. So basically, it's like, hello everyone, how are you all? I've rewatched some old Doctor Who's Journey's End episode, and I wonder, what if the 10th Doctor regenerated into the 11th Doctor? How would be things for the Doctor Who if the 11th Doctor came earlier? Well, I do know me some Doctor Who, don't get me wrong, and I've actually been rewatching Torchwood, and I forgot how damn good it is. Seriously, John Barrowman, he seems to have fun every time I see him on screen. And I realised, actually, he's a cold one, Jack. Like, you know...
Yeah?
Good. I was just gonna say, he's so much fun. He's just so much fun to watch.
I know, and I had the privilege of going to the Doctor Who experience and being in Cardiff, so just being that around the whole area, and it was so much fun. It was so good. Nice.
I was about to say about 10, reincarnating into 11 first. Well, the show's decline would go even faster.
Oh, I know. Come on. I felt like Matt Smith was a very good Doctor. He just did not have good stories. Because eventually it got to the point where basically Matt Smith would just be really shouting like this. That's it. I am talking. That's all he'd do. Like,
and we will say, everyone, how great he is.
Yeah. Oh, but I still like the 50th anniversary. 10th goes, "Oh, you redecorated." I don't like it. Just like
I don't like it.
it's like, and yeah, the late John Hurt.
I love how John Hurt comments on how they keep pointing the sonic screwdrivers at people. And he's like,
Yeah.
would you stop pointing those at people? They're not water pistols.
Oh, incidentally, Doctor Who related news: Christopher Eccleston is actually going to be doing the audiobooks.
Yep.
So it's like, booyah!
Yes! Finally! I've been wanting more
Oh.
9 content for forever.
Seriously, they seriously were able to reconcile. That's so good. I'm so pleased about that. Because I want to hear about more of those northern planets. You know, most planets have a north.
Lots of planets have a north.
or you got to say fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We should do a Doctor Who stream because, like, we are getting sidetracked. And
Okay,
one day
yeah.
we should do one.
Yeah, one day
So,
we'll do one. We'll do one. Okay, all right. Dr. Dro. What if Gohan was born with Ultra Instinct? Well, it probably be one of those things where they have no idea what it is for the longest time, and you know, it would only be until the Supreme Kai shows up that actually realizes what it is. So basically, they'd be spending like decades of just spending a lot of time like just figuring out what it is, and also your consciousness is not able to actually tap into it. You have no idea how it works, so it would just become the equivalent of the rage boost. Like, Gohan can't control it, it's there, it wins the day, game over. So, as in, like, you know, just as a quote phrase, game over, man, game over. Alright, Manifesto. Me, what if Morrow was Irish? Jacksepticeye. Top of the morning, you lies. My name is... No, never mind.
I'm more the fan of Moroplier. Hello, everyone. My name is Moroplier, and welcome to Dragon Ball Super.
Hello, everybody. My name is Moroplier, and welcome to this Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. It's like... It's just,
now we're gonna see who's truly the GOAT in this game.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Alright. Manifesto again. It says, Vegeta, I will get the win. I will. Don't you all doubt me. Almost about to cry. I will. Morrow laughs and Beerus returns. And then Manifesto again. Can you picture Morrow with bagpipes? I do now. And then he goes again, today's leaks and literally everyone. No spoilers! Like, right. No, seriously, what we were like talking about, it was just like, oh my god, it was just like, seriously, the amount of spoilers here, it's just like, jeez. Like, I've only seen, like, some screenshots and have just told me, oh great, it's following his formula of one bad, one good chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a spoiler. It's basically, with one chapter's divisive, the other one will be cool. And I think it's a valid theory.
And this isn't even a leak. This is just, you know, an official preview, you know, like sketches of the pages.
Oh, this is the internet. People will call it a leak.
Yeah.
It's internet.
The land of the internet.
So
Welcome.
It's like, where'd you get it from? Internet. Oh, okay. Next up, Kirby163. I'm confused about how magic works in Dragon Ball. Is it separate from energy? Asking as a newbie who's very confused by the Boo arc.
So are we.
Yeah, we are confused too.
Yeah, like it's
yeah,
never
I think most people are.
It's never explained, really. You know, like it's never truly explained, and sometimes it's something separate. In case of Morrow, like he has both ki and magic somehow. You know, like some characters like Babidi or Baba are more on the magic side. So you don't even know whenever some of the Kai powers are the divine ki powers or just, you know, Kai magic. It's never stated. Really.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Megumir, thank you very much for becoming a member, as well as Alex McAllister. Thank you both very much for becoming members. Welcome to the Master Light community. And by the way, guys, if you want to become a member yourself, or a caretaker of the Lookout, because don't worry, we are going to be going back to doing the podcast now where everything's like now back on our end of our summer break. We will be doing more podcast episodes, so don't worry about that. But yeah, thank you very much for becoming members. You can click the join button if you want to. Anyway, okay, Manifesto. What if Roshi was more like Uncle from Jackie Chan Adventures? Lol, one more thing, you know. Magic must defeat magic. Perv must
One
defeat
more
perv.
thing.
Oh yes, magic must defeat magic. And it's like,
Magic
"Oh, yes,
must defeat magic.
perv must defeat perv. Like you go like, oh, Android 20. Oh no, basically Android 21. Yeah, basically, it's time I actually do the deed, young ones. Only a perv must defeat the perv. Roshi
God.
versus Android 21. Evil 21. If we're going by the rules of Jackie Chan Adventures, that's how it has to be. We have to.
Yeah. Yep, you gotta have like defeating like. So.
Oh yeah, you definitely gotta have that. All right, Manifesto. What if Kale was more of a yandere type of character? What if she acted more like Yuno Gasai from Nirainiki in regards to Caulifla? Can you imagine that? Well, I think Kale is a little
I can
bit of
imagine it, but
semi-yandere, I think, could become one. As in, it's not entirely far-fetched, if you know what I mean.
I don't think that there's a whole lot of I don't really think that there's a whole lot of room for a character like Yuno Gasai in a straight up just, you know, shonen battle anime, especially considering, I mean, especially since it's like she's not like a main character, right? So we still aren't getting a lot of focus on Universe 6. We still aren't getting a lot of focus on the other characters outside of the core Z fighter group. So if you wanted to have characters that like manic and over the top and crazy, then I think we need it to be a character who interacts more with the primary Z Fighter crew. Like, you'd have to come up with somebody to like have the interest in someone like Gohan, for instance, or you have to wait until the kids became teenagers and got to high school, and then have it be like somebody has this interest in Trunks or Goten or Marin even, and then you add the crazy character. Yeah. But Kale being a yandere is, I mean, I've seen a lot of people talk about that as like being like more interesting than just being, you know, Finn Broly, but I don't think it really works for those specific characters because they just aren't you know, present enough.
No, I get you. I would hear from you. And then Manifesto throws a curveball. What if Esdeath from Akame ga Kill turned good?
I've never seen Akame ga Kill.
I have to admit, I did see a little bit of it, like, ages ago when it was, like, brand new. But after that, all I remember from Esdeath is that she's quite barbarous and quite dark. But, again, sorry, Manifesto, I don't really watch... I haven't seen much of Akame ga Kill recently. So, I have to disappoint you there, my friend. But I will try and catch up with it. So, Connor Moffat, what if Goku landed in the desert and was raised by Yamcha as a bandit? And what if Vegeta getting with Bulma makes Yamcha want to be better than Vegeta? Well, I feel like if he had like Goku as like an ally and realized how resilient he was, he would make a really good ally. And I feel like Yamcha would be a bit more emboldened. So, I feel like that could actually be beneficial for Yamcha's like bravery and being less afraid of girls. I feel like he'd just feel a bit more confident in himself. And he'd have a really good pal in Goku as well as a teammate in Poir. That'd be a cute little trio. Very wholesome.
Yeah.
And as for Vegeta getting with Bulma, I feel like Yamcha, it would actually make Yamcha a better person. So I feel like that little spat between Vegeta and Yamcha would be probably a little bit less one-sided, probably. Alright, Manifesto. What if the afterlife in Dragon Ball was more like the bony afterlife of Pixar's Coco? You think the fighters would still train while still being remembered? Oh yeah, of course. I mean, it would still be a rather interesting thing. So instead of you just get to keep their body, like, entirely, it's like just a different type of body. And, you know, and then who could forget, like, Nappa just going, "Remember me."
Oh my gosh. Now I'm picturing Nappa in that role of like the villain of the entire movie, and I'm just sitting there thinking like, You could have an entire situation where you redo that movie, except the main character is Trunks, and he meets up with the guy he doesn't realize is his father, which is either going to be Vegeta or Yamcha, because Yamcha would actually embody the personality better. And then you replace the villain with either Nappa or Vegeta or someone.
Oh man, and yeah, of course, if this were if it were like Pixar's Coco, the Broly movie would then have the 20-minute Frozen special right at the beginning for no reason.
Oh
That
gosh.
was dumb. That was really bad form. It was like Pixar or Disney had no faith in the movie, so they felt like they had to tack on a Frozen special. But yeah, Chrome Bison DBZA question: what if Gohan perceived Android 16's frustration with Gohan's self-righteousness and reluctance, as 16 brushing off the Z-Fighter's past recklessness which enabled Cell to become perfect? I can't really answer for that, to be honest, but I feel like if Gohan had, he probably wouldn't have gotten really like angry or kind of like clarified with what he was doing. I felt like it was really important. It was like, I remember Kaiser just saying that, when we were actually recording those lines, is that this is 16 basically chewing Gohan out and getting to him just like, because, throughout the entire arc, he's like, no, I don't want to fight, I'm a pacifist, no. So 16 basically has to go like, Gohan, stop being a little whiny poo-poo head. Essentially, that's what he was doing. And, it was a good speech that Remix really nailed. And it was like one of those times he could actually act instead of just sounding like a robot. Beep boop.
Yeah. I love the little bit when he's like, and here you are, the good man doing nothing. And it's like, yeah, that's such a hard-hitting, impactful speech.
Yeah.
And I like Cell's retort. So it's like, so a coward who pats himself on the back. Congratulations, pint size. You can stand proud next to the bodies. So, again, Tarka did a good job with that.
Yeah.
Okay, Kirby163. What if Monarca was an immortal being by Super's Dragon Balls? Well, it kind of goes into the discussion video that I had with what Monarca might have been. I really like doing that discussion of basically Monarca being the strongest being in the universe genuinely, but not wanting to be it. Basically.
Or not being aware of it even.
Yeah, both, really. Just something to be more interesting with his character. Dusk5261, thank you very much for becoming a member. Or 3 new members. That's really great.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Manifesto, just wanted to ask, are the androids in What If Bulma Married Goku alive? Gohan and Videl still a thing? Which fusions can we expect? Any hints, maybe? Wow, Manifesto, calm down. I don't know about Super Saiyan 3 fusions. I don't know yet, because I write on the fly. Gohan and Videl, maybe? Maybe. And the androids, no. Because they, I feel like... Well, actually, I don't know. I think if they were, then I don't think really Bulma would really care. Because she kind of, at that point, in that timeline, it was like, hey, I'm basically letting you go. Like, you go off and do your thing. So I don't think they would really be in contact. And they don't have any endearment towards the Z-Fighters. So it's like, they may be out there, but they're not relevant to the story. Alright, Manifesto again. What if Piccolo trained on Yardrep for the 3-year time skip before the android showed up? Would his skills from there make any difference at that time?
Yes.
Oh, definitely. Like, if he was able to focus himself and, on spirit control, he probably might be able to go giant without it causing him significant pain. And all of his attacks would probably just be very, very focused. And I mean, he's already focused. I mean, meditation, he probably would be able to, like, do the training that Pibara would do in, like, maybe 2 months, if not less. Because he's like, Pibara would go, my, Piccolo, you are so good at this thing of meditation. It's like, actually, I do it all the time. You don't meditate, you nap. There's a key difference there. Shut up, Nail. It's like, who are you talking to, my friend? No one. Just a dumb guy. It's like, right, that's it. You're not getting to play any pool tonight. I don't play pool. Well, I do, and I don't want there being any awkward tension. It's like, will you two shut up?
Piccolo, at least when I meditated often, it was because I had an excuse of being old.
That and what Mr. Popo procured was quite dank. Was quite potent without me knowing it. It was very good stuff. Oh, voicing Kami is fun. I've got a Goku. What if Goku was female? I'm having it that basically there is a twist when they fuse. It doesn't happen the way you expect, or it's not Piccolo necessarily being the dominant personality.
Interesting.
Okay. All right. Viper Phoenix. What if Jiro didn't want revenge and just wanted his son back, but used them to resurrect him right when the gang needed them when Goku was fighting on Namek? Well, if basically he didn't want revenge or to better the society, his revenge was for his son. That would be a bit more emotionally justifiable, or you feel a bit more sorry for him. So, I don't know actually.
They would
resurrect him right when the gang need. Yeah. Oh, okay, the Dragon Balls. That would put a fly in the ointment because basically, they needed that to bring. Oh, what did they need the Dragon Balls for? Oh, to anyone who was killed by Frieza and his men. That was it.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm gonna have to play the sound for that one. So yeah, that wouldn't end up well. So Jiro, would doom the Dragon team inadvertently, but gets his son back. And Viper asks again, are Kais equal to angels in the sense that angels equals Kai, Grand Beast equals Grand Kai, Supreme Kai? No, that's on an entirely different scale, pal. So, like,
dude, you can't even ask how the pantheon of Dragon Ball Z works these days because Toriyama keeps changing it.
Well, I do have a video out there about the hierarchy of the Kais. There is a video on my channel about that, which should
that is true. Go watch his video.
Yeah, no, I did do that. Viper Phoenix also asked, what if Shenron meant Porunga? Porunga would be like, Namekian, hey, little brother. And Shenron would be like, hey, sis. Yeah. So basically, I feel like the dragons, when they're not being summoned, they do hang out. Because the Dragon Balls, to me, just are like a conduit. It's like, they get brought together, they start glowing, and Shenron's like talking. So I'm just saying to this other guy, like, his wish is just, oh, wait, hang on, I'm getting a call on the other line, I'll be right back. What is that your wish? So basically, it's basically like that. It's like, and then...
I kind of agree. I always pictured them as more like a kind of version of a gateway to where like they all kind of live in their own dimension of sorts, and then the Dragon Balls just sort of summon them from that dimension temporarily.
Yeah. Can you imagine revisiting Shadow Dragons in actual Dragon Realm?
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, you would actually be able to sort of relate to them in a way, or like have some kind of clue.
Yeah, you have.
That's assuming that the realms don't work the same way as like Kai versus Makai, So where you've got like the heaven portion of Otherworld and the underworld, then you would have or Hifel. So you may have a two-tiered system of Dragon World as well, where you've got the dragons of light and the dragons of shadow, like on two separate planes.
No, I get you. I do get you there. And Mick, thank you very much for becoming a member. Wow, we're getting loads of members today. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys. Okay. Viper asks again, what if Earth's dinosaurs are just the descendants of King Piccolo's kids from the first time he was free? Ooh. Oh.
Well, that would explain why they exist.
That would explain why dinosaurs do exist. That is very true.
Despite
why some of them have intelligence and some of them don't.
Despite Beerus claiming, to wipe them out.
Oh, yes, of course. I think that was just such a throwaway line. I feel like it was just like, oh, let's make Beerus sound really, really threatening. No, that just caused more confusion.
That was a tagline.
Yeah, that was a tagline. That was for the trailer. That was a trailer line.
And a lot of people thought that it's a dubism, but no, it's in the original.
Yeah. I think I remember that, yeah. Viper Phoenix, joke what if? What if Vegeta, Goku, Nappa, Raditz, and Piccolo opened a cafe? 4 Saiyans, a Namekian, and a coffee shop. Piccolo's the boss, Nappa's the accountant, Vegeta's the chef, Goku the delivery driver, and Raditz the HR. Oh god, Raditz just like, hello! It's like, hello, Monkey and Slug! Hello, the Monkey and Slug, Raditz speaking. What? You don't like your coffee? God. Well, screw you! I shoot him!
The Monkey and Slug has got to be the worst name.
Hey, I tried to come up with something a bit more like PC, but, you know, Vegeta didn't like it, and Piccolo,
Oh
he's got
my.
no style.
It sounds so gross because it includes the slug.
Hey, we got a pub.
I take offense to that.
We got a pub chain in the UK called the Slug and Lettuce. So it's like, yeah, don't worry. It's got previous. Let's just say that. And
Oh my
Goku,
gosh.
the delivery driver, he'd probably be like, he probably would be a good delivery driver, really quick. And he wouldn't drink the coffee, so he doesn't like that. Vegeta, he'd be a very good chef. Piccolo, he'd be really bad because all he drinks is water. He would have no style on like picking things out. It's like, you know, I don't know what the fuss is about. Everything tastes like water to me. So he's just doing it because it's like, something to do.
They should have a cafe to help in the cafe.
She's the one that draws all the art that's on the walls of every single like posh coffee shop. She's the one that always does that. The Batosai. What if Master Roshi and Mr. Satan ended up being best buds? A fun idea for a filler episodes in Super. You know what? I would actually really like that. You know, as Mr. Satan gets older, he spends more time with Roshi. Can imagine those two grumpy old men. Just like, it's like, kids these days, they just want to keep going with their fancy lots of tricks. Yeah, I know, kid. Wait a minute, you're a kid. How old are you, son? I don't know, like 65 or something? Yeah, you're just pint-sized for me. Come back in 250 years.
You don't know the first thing about being old!
You haven't got access to your ultra porn.
You know how I imagine those two, like, they watching the fights and commenting on how everything used to be about martial powers, and now it's only energy beams and being like Stantler and Waldorf for the younger generation.
Yeah. Okay. Brendan Little. What if Shenron could refuse outright evil, dumb wishes? I'm like,
well, I mean, it would kind of make the good guys' side a little overpowered if there wasn't any threat of the villains being allowed to use the Dragon Balls.
Yeah, and it's like.
Also, I think. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no! Sorry, you cut out that. So, Karen.
I was just gonna say. Also, if Shenron would refuse dumb wishes, then what would happen if, like, you know, Oolong's wish for the panties to try and prevent Pilaf from getting rule of the planet, you know?
I mean, I hear you there. I mean, it would, like, you know, just straight up nope in that one. Pampapodo. Placing Undertale in Universe 7 and Deltarune in Universe 6. If Jevil was in the Tournament of Power and turned into the Devil's Knife, would that count as a weapon against the rules?
Well,
no, because that's...
It's a transformation.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that, I don't really play... I've played a bit of Undertale, none of Deltarune, but I can tell you there, that's a technique, and also it would look really cool, so Xena would allow it. So I would say...
Also,
yeah.
Let's not forget that Paparoni somehow was able to use his cane, so...
Yeah, no, his cane was allowed. Somehow.
Remember, the rules only exist unless Zeno says that it's cool.
If it's cool, then
welcome to the Tournament of Power, where rules and points don't matter.
Exactly.
And stakes.
Exactly. Alright, Jake Whittington? What if Android 21 was canon? Not the game's plotline per se, but having her impact the main timeline would be incredible. Especially if it means more with the Android family explored. Also, we could use another Z-Team gal. Well...
Wow.
This is true. And
I'm just gonna say, like, you know, you'll find out soon enough in R&R. But when?
Yeah.
We're not gonna say. So you're gonna have to wait for that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But don't worry.
But just to kind of answer as a generalization, I think that Android 21 had a lot of potential as a character. I don't like her characterization or the Majin aspect of her, like, transformation in Fighters, but I think that as a character, she had a lot of potential. Even her design could have been tweaked a little bit. It wasn't bad per se, but she had a lot of potential. and it was mostly just the way that she was acted, the way that she's characterized, and that's not the fault of the voice actress in that regard. That's all direction more than anything else, and writing.
Right.
And I think that she could have been a great addition to the cast, but Fighters kind of botched it. So if somebody else were to write a better version of it, then I think it would be fine.
Yeah. No, okay. But don't worry, we are going to be working on that somehow in R&R. We are going to do it. But how? You'll have to wait. Papa Poto, what if the Lovecraft mythos and gods were canon to Dragon Ball? Also, what point in the show would the viewers have started seeing those elements? It would have actually been kind of funny to see that in, like... It would have been cool to see it as the next saga after the 23rd tournament. Like, Goku goes off in a dimension and fighting Lovecraftian monsters. Like, as an adult.
The problem with Lovecraftian monsters, like, we could have something inspired by Lovecraftian monsters, but, like, the problem is that the biggest thing about them is that, the fear of unknown. And when you have, like, character who can punch them, it's a little bit less fun,
Yeah, well, and part of the thing with like Cthulhu and stuff like that is that like you can't imagine any mortal man, being able to do anything to them. Like in the Call of Cthulhu, I think that's the one. They have to like knock him out, like put him back to sleep essentially by ramming him with a ship. But it's like the Z fighters are capable of like destroying planets and stuff like that, so they're kind of cosmic horrors in their own right. So you kind of have to balance that against the other thing. And also, when it comes to Cthulhu mythos stuff, like your mind isn't supposed to be capable of like comprehending their true form. That's why like people see them and go mad. And so once you start to actually try to draw that, you just wind up with something that's just like, oh yeah, that looks cool, like the general designs of Cthulhu and stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut in there.
No.
So bad, Haverock.
No worries.
No, it's good. It answered the question. McPherson,
Yeah.
what if the Spice Boys won the Tournament of Power? Well, you know that Vinny would write a book about it. Spice of life. Spice and all that stuff.
Well, Baby Spice wouldn't be there.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, but... Well, basically, you gotta have the guy who's Enema! So, I love that reference. I love that reference to the old Neighborhood Clock Dead Zone Abridged. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What about a douchebag? Yeah. Oh, that was one of the few things I actually remember fondly from that. That was one of the jokes that endured. The rest was like, yeah, Goku, it was written like a jerk. It was weird voicing Goku as a jerk, admittedly. Okay, Megamir Sama, thank you very much for your super chat. And following the Super Saiyan rules. Zenkai Boost are all Saiyans God. Well, I know Sophie would be happy. The humans would be the strongest character.
That wouldn't make me happy. The thing is, the way that I want things is perfectly balanced, as all things should be. I want there to be fair opportunity, for humans, Namekians, Saiyans, the whole works, because the other big thing is just that the Saiyans get everything, the Saiyans get every new thing that pops up. The Saiyans are the ones who get to do the God Key transformations. Goku's got Ultra Instinct that he can pretty much just turn on, or whatever. Because I feel like the mangas, I still haven't read the manga, but from what I hear, like they're going exactly the direction I didn't want them to go with Ultra Instinct, and it's just like, meanwhile the humans are just like, yeah, we exist, kind of.
Yep. My doggo agrees with you, Sophie.
Thank you, doggo.
Okay. Papa Poto, are any of you fans of ASDF movie? If so, are there any skits we could hear you parody with DB characters? I have a couple of them. Oh yeah, ASDF movie, ASDF movie, hell yeah. I like myself some
I've never seen it.
Oh yeah, it's like, what one we saying? Oh, just trying to remember which one. It's like yeah, that one. That one.
Doggo.
Oh.
Sorry, that's Tala being attentive.
No, that's alright. Oh,
Hey man,
no.
look at my.
Oh,
Hey man,
oh,
look at my new form.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's like Cell guy. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way to eat your skin. I love Elliot. Elliot is just like, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way to eat your skin. Boom. It's just like discordant piano. Like seriously, discordant piano is like, you know, saying, "Hey Nappa, play that number down the piano." Sure thing, Vegeta. I love it. I love that.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Kevin Blanco. What if Kid Buu absorbed Supreme Kai or Elder Kai? Well, if it was Supreme Kai, there'd be no problem at all because that boy, he does want to fight. So actually, that might just save the universe. Kid Buu absorbs the Supreme Kai.
If Kid Buu absorbed Supreme Kai, if Kid Buu absorbed Shin, would that make him the most useless of villains by absorbing Shin's uselessness?
He wouldn't be a villain anymore. That's the thing.
He would just be rendered. He would just be rendered a consistently frightened, pacifistic, useless person.
Yep. Yup. That's pretty much it. Oh, Kevin. Oh, that made us laugh. I feel
Tell
like
me,
that...
Choco, I will turn you into a chocolate.
Yeah, that would be funny if we saved that for a lightning round. Just do it because it's too funny. It's too funny.
I imagine that if Boo turned Shin into candy, he would just be the blandest candy in the universe.
Yeah.
Like he'd be flavorless saltwater taffy.
Yeah, I would say candy corn, but I actually like candy corn, to be honest.
I love candy corn.
Yeah, yeah. I've got weird tastes. I like Hawaiian pizza and I like candy corn. I do.
Hawaiian pizza. You're dead to me.
Hey,
you're dead to me.
I'm method acting as Goku because Goku loves Hawaiian pizza. So
Goku's dead to me too.
So we are both. So I am dead to you as well because I don't mind Hawaiian pizza.
It's meat lovers or bust. It's meat lovers or bust.
I'd never say no
fruits
to
and vegetables do not. Fruits and vegetables do not belong on a pizza outside of the tomato sauce.
What?
Oh, hey, Selfie. I will admit, I do like myself a meat lovers. I still didn't get that one from Freezer. Alright, let's move on. Alright.
With stuffed crust.
Goku! Now hear me out, King Kai. Alright, okay.
Stuffed crust, King Kai!
You can eat it in reverse! Alright, okay. Gobi. What if there were Dragon Balls the size of blue supergiants? Hyper Dragon Balls. Maybe the dragon would be a Hydra like in Grand Blue Fantasy. I don't know really, because Super Shenron can grant literally any wish, so I guess the next one would be like, you get 3, maybe? So you get 3 of any wish. So that's my best bet, really. Because Super Shenron's kind of like as far as you could go. The only difference you could do is just adding quantity, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Paparacha. Hey, Paparacha. Good to see you. What if Goten was Dlock? Oh, King Cold's reincarnation. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Well, Daddy, do you want to make business with me? I can do your portion of vegetable gathering, you know, if you just give me some money. I won't tell Mom, don't worry. Also, stay out of my shed.
So basically, Goten is like a business boy. He's basically Boss Baby. Only, you know, not cringy. So basically, Goten is a really good business boy. That's pretty much it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, essentially. Okay, Ghost Kaiser. What if Pan, Videl, and Gohan trained under Beerus and Whis? I'd like to see the family becoming the best they can be. Well, we do know that Beerus is partial to babies with Bulla, so he'd be looking after Pan. Videl and Gohan are training, and over the years, it's actually really wholesome because I can imagine like, you know, basically when they come over and Pan's come from school, it's like, you know, yeah, what's wrong, kiddo? You seem to be a bit down in the dumps. Oh, there's some kids bullying me at school. Really now? Do you wish me to go down there to your planet and destroy them? Things have been very boring around here. It's like
now I'm just picturing Beerus showing up at Pan's school and finds the kid who's been bullying Pan and just like grabs his wrist. Hakai. There you go. And then Pan's just horrified by it.
Yeah. And listen, as much as, you know, like you can have mixed feelings about, you know, camaraderie between Beerus and, you know, the characters. Like, I saw somebody pointed out that when you have that scene with Beerus and Bula on the beach, like, it's really interesting because they started out on the resort and they moved to the beach, and he even took her baby carrier. So he cares.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes you feel like, yeah, I know that Beerus is meant to be a neutral side, but he clearly does love babies. Oh no, Ouroboros basically says Beerus would just steal the lunch money.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
No,
Beerus would
he
steal
go
the lunch money.
to the cafeteria and say, "Tell me, Earthwoman, it seems that one of my associates have told me this is the way that I can get some food around here. How much of this money would actually be required?" Basically plonks the whole thing down. It's like, well, you can get whatever you want. It's like, good, that's what I like to hear. Seriously, any excuse to do the Beerus voice, I always love. All right, Megamir Sama,
Of course.
thank you very much for the super sticker. Thank you very much for that. Dusk5261, what if Master Roshi wished for his youth back before the Saiyan saga? Would this make a difference? Sort of. It would mean that he would be a bit more physically able to. He'd be still wiser. He'd still have his mind. He would be physically fitter, so he might actually be able to do some sort of thing. So he basically, his power level and stuff like that and his stamina would be better, but it wouldn't be like a game changer or anything. It would just be a nice little thing. And I can imagine him like, then the next time opportunity on the Dragon Balls, he'd wish to be old again. He's like, yeah, you know, it's not what it's cracked up to be. You know, I can get away with a lot more things when I'm older. Yeah, that's what I forgot. You don't get away with it much when you're younger.
People are a lot more willing to overlook the crimes, the mistakes of an old man who's losing his marbles than a young man.
Exactly. Oh, Paparazzi. I think I figured out how to make it work. What if Prime Cell turned good and Frieza turned good? Oh, what if Prime Cell... there's another part of Frieza Turned Good coming out on the 25th. And I've got an idea about what's going to happen with Cell. So, you know, basically, it's essentially Frieza just going, you know, kicking his ass, in some way, and just going like, tell you what, let's make a deal. If there's any bit of Frieza in you, then you will listen to what I have to say. So basically, Cell will be toning up the Frieza. Let's just say that. Okay. Paparazzi, here's hoping 9 will be in the 60th. Oh, 9th Doctor in the 60th anniversary? That'd be cool. I'd like to see that. That'd be really neat.
Yeah, that would be really neat. Although you do gotta kind of remember that it's been like, what, 15 years or something like that since 9's time on the show?
I'll explain it away or something like that. Because they managed to do it with John Barrowman. They basically said, "Oh, he's being attacked by nanomachines. That's why." Oh, or he's.
I remember they did a little thing with 10 and 5 for Red Nose Day as well.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, it was really good.
No, because because Peter Davison is David Tennant's father-in-law.
Yep.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah. Because his wife is in Doctor Who.
She plays the daughter of Doctor,
the Doctor's
right?
daughter.
Yeah. Which we haven't heard about since then.
Yeah, what happened? That just kind of went nowhere.
I know, yeah. Much like they've forgotten basically the one episode where the TARDIS became a woman.
Yeah.
That's been forgotten.
And it was
Oh
written
gosh.
and it was written by Neil Gaiman, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah, I really liked that episode. I also really liked the reaction to it.
Yeah.
When Mattson is like, she's the TARDIS, but she's also a woman, and she's like, did you wish really hard?
oh.
Amy Pond, just pointing out all of the Smith Doctor's
Yeah.
flaws.
Okay, Brendan Little. If you guys ever make a Dragon Ball TES like stream, or the Elder Scroll stream, I have the perfect name for it. Elder Balls.
Oh.
Not a bad one.
Oh gosh.
Maybe when Elder Scrolls 6 comes out. Maybe.
You can go blind like with Elder Scrolls by looking at the Elder Balls.
Yeah. Jay Awesome one.
I got elder balls.
Sophie, I would expect that from Mas. Come on.
I'm sorry, it was the low-hanging fruit, and Moss wasn't plucking it. So
Go into the corner. You became what you've been fighting with.
I became what I hate.
Oh.
You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them. You were the chosen one. You were my sister, Sophie.
Oh. Alright, okay. Jay Awesome one.
I'll
What
have
if
my
Future
redemption
18
arc.
Caught feelings for future Krillin. Oh, future Clearing. That's why he survived. Because 18 got feelings. So that's why in the big green dub of History of Trunks, Clearing survived.
I do like the idea of every universe is 18 winding up catching feelings for Krillin regardless, like just because it gives Krillin something for fun, but also it's just like it just kind of like would go to show like her characterization is that she's kind of got this single target sexuality, and Krillin is the only thing in the DZ universe that checks all of her boxes.
Oh. Well, I mean, hey, you know, we'd have Super GT Semi-Perfect Cell. Oh, but then again, it would be like Hellfire 17. So basically, that Super 17, you probably would get GT Perfect Cell, but basically he would have a long mane of hair.
Oh my gosh, I loved Mark's whole like breakdown of the Super 17 arc from GT, because Super 17 has such a bad design that he's constantly moving his hair out of his face because it keeps falling in front of his face. And oh man, Mark called it out so hard. Anyway, sorry. I hate Super 17's design. Like the whole Hellfire concept is. I mean, the arc was bad to begin with, but Super 17's design's horrible.
No, it's fine. It's the fact is that I think not many people have good feelings for that one. Paparacha, what if Lapis and Lazuli escaped from Jiro before being modified? Well, if they did, I'm pretty sure they would have a better appreciation for life and they wouldn't be delinquents anymore. I feel like they would go on the straight and narrow. They'd probably be extremely paranoid that Dr. Giro would like come after them again and again.
And Giro probably would like to go after them again and again because they saw too much.
Yeah. Podo, what if when the anime comes back, we get a shot of either Beerus or Moro showing up to a certain planet, destroying it, and muttering, "There's no fake Namek, moving on." Why there is no fake Namek?
Oh, that's excellent. That's so good.
Oh no, basically I'd be like JonTron. He said the thing. Yeah, just like he did it, boys. He said the thing. Oh, that would make my day. Oh, seriously. Oh, I missed the opportunity at KamehaCon. I got to talk to Jason Douglas, and I should have got him to say, "Hey, can you say it's Beerus? There is no fake Namek." It's like,
yeah.
Oh, that would have been fun. Gobi, what if Goku had been taken in by the first Doctor and Susan? Oh, I feel like, honestly, he probably would have actually been rather seen as primitive with the Doctor, initially. Like, as in, like, a strange, like, cave boy, or, like, monkey boy. But I think the Doctor would be quite, like, endeared in some way, like an old man, and very kind of
No martial arts though.
No martial arts. No.
I wonder.
He'd
I
been a
wonder if the Doctor would know, like, if Saiyans existed in the Doctor Who universe.
Oh, he'd know.
Would the Doctor know about them, and
Oh, no, he would.
what would his thoughts on them as a race be?
I think he would know them, but I think he'd be cautious. But the fact is, though, he is a pacifist in that he doesn't believe in resorting to violence in that way. If he wants to avoid it if he can help it. And if he realizes this child is not really that much of a menace or anything, then
your doggo is going a little crazy there,
Well, there you go. Basically, Goku might be like that.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
Sorry, I will move myself. She's trying to play with me.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay. Arthur does that too. All doggos do that. It's fine.
Precious puppo.
Yeah. Vandalia.
I largely suspect that Susan would be the entire reason that Goku got brought along for the trip. If it was a First Doctor and Susan situation, the First Doctor wouldn't want to interfere with taking him out of the timeline or off of the planet, and Susan would be like, but I want him to. Just like endeared by his cute little dopiness.
Oh,
I would love to see like 12th Doctor and the Saiyans, and no fighting, none of that. You're just idiots, like me.
You're just a bunch of idiots which like to punch each other. It's like, yeah. Well, at least you don't resort to guns.
Yeah.
Like,
I love 12th Doctor, like.
And his cute little tail.
No, seriously, the whole of Hellbent, you know, him punching through diamond for billions of years. That's the best scene in Doctor Who. Like, that was the best scene. He just like does it for billions of years and just punches his way through it. I love it.
My favorite scene was how they ended Missy's character arc.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I love Missy. Missy's my favorite character out of all the. Don't at me.
Oh, Rory.
The best master.
Oh, Rory, you waited 2,000 years. Doctor Who. 12th Doctor. Hold my beer. All right, okay. Vandalia, in my What If Chi-Chi training with Goku and Krillin, do you think she would have been one of King Piccolo's victims after the One World Tournament? I feel like... No, I think Chi-Chi would probably be a little bit more like... Oh, I don't know. I think if training with Goku and Krillin, I still think Krillin would be the one that would be like the victim, but I feel like Chi-Chi would still be as invested, so probably Goku and Chi-Chi would go off together to like, you know, go and get revenge. And I feel like with them too, I think with Tambourine, they probably would at least have more of a challenge, and then with like Yajirobe coming to help, the three of them could easily polish him off first time. So pretty much. Okay. Heartless Fang, we're probably going to close the super chats soon-ish. I'll come up with a rough time shortly. At least 15 minutes.
We've been streaming we've been streaming for almost an hour, and we do still have a pretty large backlog. So we might want to just call it at a 5-minute mark.
Yeah, probably. We'll look towards that, but we'll see how we go. Okay. Actually, yeah, we'll do 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes, we'll call it. Alex McAllister, what if Gohan joined Raditz? I think that would be an awesome series on your channel. Well, actually,
Sophie?
I have a concept. I need to get out of my my combination of work and home problems and depression rut so that I can re-find the motivation to do the stuff on my YouTube channel, because I've just been honestly, like, one of the sole bright moments of my of my week is getting to come on the stream, and the rest is just kind of like life, you know. So I do have some concepts about how the plot would have differentiated if Raditz had managed to get away from the planet with Gohan in tow. And I do hope to one day make those into videos. If I find that I can't really find a way to get the motivation to make the video myself on my channel, maybe I'll just sell the script to Moss or something. I don't know.
Well, either way, we'll get it out there. You know,
yeah, we'll get it out there.
Happens. Gobi, what if Goten and Trunks became musicians, becoming the equivalent of Daft Punk in the DB world? That would be fun. Musical attacks, like, you know, they have like guitars which actually literally shoot out ki.
Wow. That pun has taken 10 years off of my lifespan. Thank you, Mas.
You're welcome. But yeah, no, it'd be basically like that. They basically would be the Bill and Ted of Dragon Ball, like Hiro and Neji were of Naruto abridged. So, you know, and Piccolo would be like their master. Greetings, excellent ones.
Oh my god.
Hey, Paparazzo.
Also, man.
What if Pilaf's GT wish erased Goku's memories just past Pilaf Castle, in addition to physical regression, mental regression? Well, that would definitely sideline Goku forever, and I'm pretty sure that would play the sound. It's potentially... Yeah, it's potentially something along those lines. So, just saying, I think that will play the sound. Paparazzi again. What if Vegeta theorized Goku's advantage was fundamentals and forces Roshi to train him? So if Vegeta, like, was trained by Roshi, kind of like that whole discipline thing, trying to, like, understand Goku's shtick from the start. So...
It might make for an interesting little mental character developmental journey for Vegeta, you know, training under an Earth martial artist, you know, especially one as long lived as Roshi, who I mean, even comparatively to the Saiyan race, you know, Roshi was already like 300 years old at the start of Dragon Ball. So you've got a character there who's ostensibly been alive for knowing that Vegeta's father was only King Vegeta III, and that the Saiyan lifespan is only around 80-something years. Then that means that Roshi's probably been alive longer than the Saiyans have held dominion over what was formerly Planet Plant. So he's got so much experience, worldly experience, that I think that he'd have a lot to offer to teach, like, fundamentally to just about any character in the universe of Dragon Ball, not just characters like Vegeta or Goku or Gohan or anyone like that, you know.
Yeah. No, I get you. No, I think that was good. Jake Whittington, you did another super chat with the same question, so again, thank you very much for your contribution. Yeah, Red Dragon Force 2. Yajirobe. You! Yeah, you! Where's my part 2? Mars splutters for a few seconds, then remembers, then whispers in his ears. I'll allow it. Yeah, I don't want to. I like doing that, but nobody watched it. It was, like, really, really low, and I was a bit sad about that. But
well, I mean, you gotta remember, it's Yajirobe. I don't...
But then again, Yajirobe has a cult following and all. It's like, it's very strange. But, you know, I will get to it eventually. But there are some other series that do require a bit more attention, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah. Craig Twitchell? I was wondering when you'd show up. How would you utilize the Black Star Dragon Balls? Have? The Black Star Dragon Balls.
Well, let's say that we have some plans with Black Star Dragon Balls. I don't want to tell a lot of things about it because this is one of the few ideas that I actually like connected to this. So, connected to GT. So, I don't want to tell too much to not spoil an upcoming What If.
Oh yeah, and it is actually coming up soon. You can expect it on Tuesday. But anyway, guys, we are now going to say that Super Chat submissions are now closed. Thank you so much for your contributions. We do have a lot to get through, and, you know, we'll see if we have time to have some more. But just so you know, Super Chats are now closed. Okay, Brendan Little, Margin 21 and Celine exists. Celine from the Goku's Female exists. Good Boy 21. Oh, Good Boy 21. It's like, I'm having trouble expressing just how uncomfortable this is making me feel. Oh. Hey there, hot stuff. You want to drink some people together? No, people are gross. It's like, no. It's like,
it just does the future.
It's like, oh no, I need an adult.
It does the future Trunks thing where he's just screaming internally inside of his head.
Oh, yeah.
I am an adult.
No, you're not. Neither of us is an adult.
I'm 6. Alright, Papa Photo. What if Miguel was a Valkyrie inspired by Norse finale? Oh, dude. Seriously, I can imagine Miguel. I mean, there are some fan arts of Miguel, but her being a Valkyrie, that'd be kind of cool. Like, there's like this tribe who basically, sing incredible arias. They're very known for their musical skills on Earth. That'd be really cool, and that would explain, Videl's inherent human strength and fiery temper. That'd be cool. That would actually be really nice. So, well, how we could always, like, in a certain what if we ever get around to doing that with Videl, we might include that in the lore, Podo. So just remember that. Have take a note.
Yep.
That might be fun.
Red Dragon Force 2. Whis. Congrats on your latest victory, Lord Beerus. She destroyed my ice cream. She deserved no less. Now let's revive Earth again. I do love doing those voices and thing. It's fun. Gobi,
of course.
What if Dragon Ball had its own equivalent of Low Rule? What if many inhabitants acting out as counterpoints to the Dragon Team? I'm guessing that's like kind of like evil versions.
Interesting. Well, basically, it's more like just an alternate universe where people's paths were a little different. Like, it's from a link between worlds, and so you've got Hyrule, and then you've got this alternate universe version called Low Rule, and it's not so much like an evil alternate universe. It's not really a dark mirror universe, though a lot of people kind of think of it that way. It's more like everybody is similar but not quite the same. So you've got, like, instead of Princess Zelda, you have Princess Hilda, and she's a bit darker than Zelda, and her appearance is a little bit different, and she's got a little bit of a different personality. And then you've got this guy named Ravio, and that's a spoiler, but like he's this super like not super brave, but also he's very, very much a businessman who capitalizes on whatever he can in order to make a sale. So you wind up with these very subtle personality shifts with only minor changes in like appearance or stuff like that with the characters. So I think you could do a lot with that sort of concept. But the problem is you're kind of already veering into the sort of the parallel universe territory that we're exploring with Dragon Ball Super's different universes and timelines, etc. So I'd say that Universe 6 already kind of qualifies because they have the whole universe parallel concept in tandem where two universes are parallels of each other. So I think the idea kind of already exists in canon.
Okay, I think that's a reasonable answer. And Red Dragon Force 2. As punishment for the Tournament of Power, a personal hell was made especially for Goku. A world of grapes and surgical needles. I think that's a fair punishment. That's a fair punishment. Like, the only food in that world are grapes. And there are in the grass it's needles. And Lucas Bell. Hello, have a great rest of your day. That is all. Well, thanks, Lucas. We hope that you do too. It's really appreciated.
Red Dragon Force 2 wants you to react to the Grapes and Needles universe as Goku.
Okay.
Oh man, how did I get here? Ooh, is this blueberry? Oh no. No! Takes a step. Ow! No! No! Wow!
It's just like, and like he tries to fly. He tries to fly in the world, but then the needles catch up and try and get him in the eye.
It's like, no!
Oh god!
I heard you want to fight strong guys, Son Goku. I am the Grape Needle, the strongest guy in this world.
Make it stop!
I have the power of both grapes and needles.
The grape needle sounds like a South Park character.
Yeah.
Behold, it is I, the Grape Needle.
Grape Needle.
Behold, it is I, the Great Needle, and I'm here to stop you, Son Goku. Seriously, you guys.
He's Canadian.
Yes, absolutely, buddy.
The three weaknesses Goku has: grape, needles, and Canadians.
Alright, APC 218. What if Trunks learned where Dr. Giro's lab was and went there instead? Maybe they're trying to convince him not to go through with his plans. It'd be good luck trying to convince Giro not to do it. He'd probably actually, if Trunks wasn't careful, probably would end up being a trap and end up becoming an android himself. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up getting, because Trunks tends to do that. He goes blundering in and then messes it up for himself. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Especially that we don't know the time frame of when exactly Jiro turned himself into 20.
Yeah.
And I think that while in terms of pure power, Trunks is stronger, like Jiro can drain him. He wouldn't expect danger from the old man, the clown.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, please, Dr. Jiro, don't send those androids. No. Please. No. Please. No. Okay.
Oh yeah, so basically, I hear you there. So it's just like, I would just play the just so you feel like, oh seriously, Trunks, you had to like, muck it up for yourself again.
I'm gonna stop you. Oh really? Well, what's that behind you? What? Gotcha!
Oh. Yeah, no, that seems pretty much it. I mean, I think that sounds about right, to be honest. Okay. Right. Red Dragon Force 2 on behalf of Karan Sinai. What if Roshi was inspired by King Piccolo to regain his youth and get back into the fight? Me, I say play a little looser than normal for this. Oh yeah, I feel like Roshi would actually like it, but again, going back to what we would have, he probably would just end up wishing himself to be older again. So I feel
Quite possibly.
Yeah, so I feel like he would probably most likely just go like, he would just like, and it would just be something that he just wouldn't really be that bothered about anymore.
Honestly, I think Roshi would probably the only time I can really see Roshi deciding that he wanted to be young again is if he intended to like make that his last hurrah, right? Like he's like, I'm not gonna be immortal anymore. I'm not gonna keep eating these flowers that I send Goku and Krillin out to get and all that other stuff. I'm gonna choose to kind of live my final life. And then that would kind of write him out of the story, right? He'd wish to be young, and he'd basically go on some kind of like journey or something, and then eventually he'd die, and that would be that, you know?
Yeah, no, I would say that pretty much that would be about right. Shades, what if Frieza never committed mass, murdering against the Saiyans, instead utilizing for his own gain? He'd be King Cold, basically. That empire would carry on, and
No Dragon Ball.
No Dragon Ball. No Dragon Ball, pretty much. It would just be, Bardock Bardock would try and, like, maybe go after... Yeah, they're probably, like... Yeah, King Vegeta would probably try his thing. He'd probably still be ended by Frieza. He'll come up with some cock and bull story about, oh no, King Vegeta was fallen in battle. And then he would basically... pick another Saiyan to become king or something like that.
He has fallen on his own Ki Blast several times.
You could write a pretty interesting story where, like, because they build it up, especially in DB Super Broly, that Vegeta, King Vegeta is definitely looking for any opportunity that he can, like, to figure out a way that he could stage a coup against Frieza. But, like, let's say Frieza doesn't intend to kill the Saiyans, but he already does know about the plotting and stuff like that. You could write a pretty interesting story, I think, where you had, like, a Saiyan civil war scenario where you had the royalists versus the loyalists, or like, the pro Frieza force side that's like, we don't want to go to war with Frieza, we don't want to give him any reason to totally destroy all of us, and meanwhile you've got like the royalists who are like, no, King Vegeta and the royal family and the elites are tired of being under Frieza's heel, but like they can't
Sorry.
And so
it's-
you have this Saiyan civil war.
The
Yeah.
super interesting thing, you know who probably would end up being the leader of the anti-royalist pro-Frieza faction?
Who?
Paragos.
Oh.
Paragus, yeah, because Paragus just wants to be able to, go on with his life. And what's more is that you wind up with a scenario where Goku becomes the outlier in a war between what becomes more or less Vegeta the Fourth versus Broly,
No,
And so you have this like noble, heroic, Broly-esque character, and then Vegeta the Fourth, and then you've got Goku, who's just kind of throwing a monkey wrench, into the works.
And it's actually pretty interesting because I feel that Bardock would be neutral in that conflict because he doesn't care about either of the sides.
Well, yeah, which is why Kakarot becomes the outlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Red Dragon Force. What if Bardock realized Kakarot's screams were a sign of potential and wanted to live to see his growth, despite not being around the whole time? Yeah, like those two Saiyans said in movie 8. Like, oh yes, despite Kakarot having a low power, his cries show that he has got a lot of spirit. Those two Saiyans were basically like saying, oh yes, that Broly, he's very, very weird. Like,
because like, they mock Broly for having a high power, but essentially being like a wimp, because he's sitting there crying softly.
So basically, if Bardock had that same reaction, he would probably actually be, like, even more determined if he had new inklings about Frieza, like, to get him out. Like, get him out of there. Like, even sooner. So, probably he'd just be more caring. He probably would even, like, try and make sure there was some way he could actually, Kakarot would remember him in some way. Like, he would probably, like, leave his bandana in there. Maybe, like, a message recording or something like that to play whenever the pod was opened or something.
Ooh, a memento.
His
Now,
last
see,
war-
that's the kind of little plot point, little plot device that would actually add a reason for Goku to want to have any kind of care about his family, unlike in canon where despite all of the fans saying, what if he wished Bardock and Gine back? It's like, dude, he doesn't even know Bardock and Gine.
Yeah. And his last message, like Bardock's last message to Goku would be, to Kakarot would be, bye, son.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you guys didn't do that in DBZ because that would be such a perfect circle.
I think by the time we were done with Bardock, that joke, we hadn't done that yet.
Yeah.
So I think it was just too soon. Gilby, what if Scottish Morrow's accent was more of an Edinburgh accent or a Highlander accent? Well, it'd be more of a pastiche for Highlander. Really, really highly incomprehensible to most people. And Edinburgh, probably more refined. It'd probably be more of an Edinburgh accent, probably just a bit more refined. It's Scottish enough to get the gist, but not to the point where you'd have to be either British or Scottish to really kind of get what they were saying. You don't want to make it too inaccessible.
I know that when they say Highlander, they actually mean, from the Highlands of Scotland, but I hear Highlander and I just think, what do you mean a Christopher Lambert Scottish impression from the movie Highlander? His horrible Scottish accent in that movie. Oh man.
Oh, okay. Red Dragon again. What if Kami, when learning his Cell, wished to be young again before merging with Piccolo? Everything else is roughly the same for conversation.
We have almost the same scenario in What If Nappa, safe from fusing.
Yep, and also in another What If coming out for What If Goku is female, there'll be something sort of similar to that. So, Red Dragon, you can stay tuned for that. Artex. Hey, what if happened if Raditz, Goku, and Vegeta start playing in Pokemon? And second question, do you think Bra or Bulla have the strongest babysitter Beerus than Pan? I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Thanks, Artex. If they all play Pokemon, I mean, Vegeta will probably be good because he remembers all the tips and stuff that Nappa was talking about in the pod. So Vegeta would probably be like the Gary character, and Goku and Raditz would basically be Player and Hao. They'd basically be friendly rivals, and they were basically trying to screw over Vegeta. Like,
Oh, it's Sophie again.
Sophie Max Crash. Oh no.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I
be
would
back.
answer that bit. And Bra and Bulla, Beerus is the strongest babysitter ever, so we do agree with you with that. And we did do a little skit
No,
earlier.
sorry, there is one stronger babysitter ever than
What?
GP.
Oh yes, GP, of course, because he's dad. Of course. You alright there, Soph?
Yeah, it looked like my connection freaked out again. Just thankfully I wasn't talking, so I didn't go robot Sophie.
No,
or...
it basically goes not like a lot of like.
That was so
weird, isn't it?
It's so weird, and I don't know why it's happening. It's like Discord being Discord. Thanks a lot.
Oh. Alright, Craig Twitchell. What if there were two types of Namekians, good and bad, and each had their own Dragon Balls, regular and Black Star? It could explain the state of the Namekians in Key, and the Black Balls were just relics.
There kinda are in the online timeline.
Yeah, there are. Like, evil Namekians. There are. So, Craig Twitchell, if you want to get a good idea about that, then take a look at the Dragon Ball Online mythos. And
they have their own evil dragon, yeah.
Yeah, evil Namekians exist there, so there you go. APC218, similar idea but different. What if the Dragon team took Bulma's advice about taking out Dr. Gero, but decide to warn him first about what will happen? A Miles Bennett scenario from Terminator 2. Well, he'd have to rush something out the door if basically they gave Gero a warning. But basically, I think even if they gave him loads and loads of time, I feel like you probably would get, like, you'd be having the Dragon team fighting against androids 13 through 15. So you get movie 7 without Trunks.
Yeah, pretty much.
You would get movie 7, except it might not be in the Arctic.
And Cell will sneak up to the lab and eat 17 and 18. That was like
when nobody was looking.
The end. Yeah.
Paparacha. What if the eternal dragons were like Meeseeks? Existence is pain.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. Yeah.
Oh, basically about who made the worst wish. They say, oh, he's like, yes, I cannot take it anymore. Why did you rope me into this? It wasn't me. He wrote me into this. No, they wrote me into this. Well, he wrote me into this.
Can you imagine, like, for Hercule would be the guy who would, like, teach me how to use key attacks.
Oh my gosh.
And we would...
Oh, I've got an idea. It's Hercule. Hercule's the one who basically uses the theoretical Meeseeks box in this scenario to try and learn how to be like the Z Fighters, but they can't teach him because he's so bad at learning.
Exactly.
Jose Barger. What if Zarbon turned coat on Namek and went good? Well, he does have a transformation. He's decently powerful. And if he did, and was able to get away from Frieza, then I feel like he would just be the dashing guy who probably Bulma would be very, very conflicted about. Like, I feel like it might be like that way, but then if it were Vegeta and Zarbon having this rivalry, but obviously it would ultimately end because, Vegeta, Super Saiyan. But I feel like there would be a lot of good intel for Frieza's Force. So, good intel, good advice, and then basically if they want to try and exploit, the actual Frieza Force and try and get some good gear and stuff, then I feel like Zarbon would be their guy. Jeffrey Brandstetter, MasakoX, Zabumasu with the Krat brothers. I don't know what that necessarily means, but if you're talking about Bumasu from our Broly and the Android Saga thing, that was a really good design that Malik did. So, basically, look forward to some more of that. Red Dragon Force, what if Goku found Jiro's son and saved his life, Sensu a hospital, after his attack on the Red Ribbon Army base in OGTB? Loved your twist in Gibbo. Oh, for Sergeant Gold. Yes, absolutely. Oh, cool, that's great, Red Dragon. Well, if Goku saved Gibbo's life, and actually brought him back to health, I feel like Jiro would not be as determined to, end Goku, and probably not necessarily forgive him, but basically just be still the crazy scientist, but nowhere near.
One thing to note, like the whole thing about Goku being the one causing, Gibbo's death. That's DBZ canon. It's never like he died before Goku even started remembering the army. That's why in the Foxa timeline, in Capsule Corp timeline, there is that little notion that in this timeline, due to butterfly effect, he only got shot in the arm and didn't get actually killed.
Right. Oh, okay.
So yeah.
All right.
So Goku didn't kill him, didn't kill Jiro's son in the original, but it was unrelated incident, but like it's DBZ canon.
Ah.
Mm.
Oh, basically, Gobi was saying it's a reference Zabumafu, as in Zabumasu. Well, again, I don't really know much about that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Craig Twitcher, what if the Shadow Dragons were the Black Star Balls? Well, if they were able to like join the two things together, it would actually make that a slightly better thing. So if they find they basically find the Dragon Ball, Black Star Ball, they have to fight a dragon.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. It could be interesting if they kind of tweaked the way that the Black Star Dragon Balls work to where it's like, say, like, because the Earth Dragon Balls are the most limited version of the Dragon Balls, right? But let's say that you could increase their wish granting potential, but in order to do it, you have to create a scenario. You have to make it a test rather than just find the balls. You have to find the Dragon Balls and defeat the Guardians, who basically are the embodiment spirit of the Dragon Balls. So you could do it in a scenario where, like, say you wrote, like, the Namekian Dragon Balls they didn't have access to, or they didn't have access to them, or the Super Dragon Balls, etc. And so they're like, well, we need a wish that's gonna need to be really powerful. What do we do? And then somebody explains, like, oh, well, you could always try to do the Black Star Dragon Balls, which, and blah blah blah.
Okay. No, that's pretty good. Paparazzi, what if Beerus woke up during the Cell Saga, Hokkaido all the dinosaurs, took a bunch of muffins, went back to sleep, not being sure if it really happened? Well, that would actually then confirm he wiped out all the dinosaurs. So that would be canon. That would be canon. And there'd be a muffin shortage, and Goku would be extremely depressed. So Goku would have a conviction and revenge. It's like, yeah, basically, Beerus ate all the muffins, and that gets Goku to take Beerus seriously.
So, that makes you the Muffin Man. Or cat, because you look like one.
Okay, the Somewhere Man. What if Shenron granted wishes like the Fairly Odd Parents? Unlimited wishes, but only miserable children could make wishes until they're happy again. So basically, it'd just be Goku.
Oh man, I wish I had something like that.
Yeah, and then it'd just be like all these crazy hijinks. All the wishes are crazy hijinks. Like,
oh my gosh.
Dr. Wheelo. Dr. Wheelo asks to melt ice, but then it creates an ice monster. Or something like that. So
it melts the ice, but the resulting tsunami leaves the world 90% submerged underwater.
But it's okay, because we have Dr. W.
Yeah. And it also wakes up Lugia for some reason.
Yes, apparently.
It wakes up Lugia.
Did you guys know? Sorry, little off-topic trivia, but I have to tell it here. Did you guys know that Lugia was specifically made for movie 2? Like it was an anime original design, like Lugia didn't originate in the games. That's really interesting. Sorry, that was like.
No. Wait. So you're trying to tell me that they created Lugia for the movie first,
yes.
and then they added Lugia in when they finished the games.
Yes.
Oh.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I know they did the same thing with the Ho-Oh design. Like Ho-Oh was the random Pokemon that he saw at the very beginning of the first anime, and Ho-Oh's design hadn't been finalized by that point either. So,
I mean,
it makes sense.
I mean, they had only Ho-Oh in the early beta, so I think they already had his design, but Lugia was added, and the designer who has drawn Lugia was pretty surprised to see it in the games in Gold and Silver as a version.
Well, I mean, it works.
Oh.
Yeah.
Neat.
Sorry, that was off-topic trivia. But...
No, that's okay. That's all right. Dusk5261. What if Roshi continued to train and defended Earth after Dragon Ball? Well, he kind of did. Because in Dragon Ball Super, Goku basically said, well, it looks like you've been training. So in secret. So Goku kind of confirmed that Roshi has been training without telling anyone. So
I think that was mostly intended as I think that was mostly intended as a throwaway line, but I mean,
but
it's still technically a canon explanation, you
yeah,
know.
because it kind of explains why Roshi's able to do anything in the tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
And also,
Exactly.
it also kind of, if you think about it, it's not that bad because it kind of adds some depth to his character when he's like, okay, every one of those youngsters are getting stronger. Maybe maybe he kind of got a little depressed of being unrelevant anymore. You know, like it can be worked upon to give some depth to the character. You know.
Yeah. No, true.
True.
APC 218. What if King Cold never retired? Well, yeah, things would carry on. There'd be no Dragon Ball.
Well, I don't know. I think if King Cold never retired, I think Frieza would eventually get fed up, and there would have been a coup.
Oh, right.
Because I think I feel like Frieza really wanted that throne, and if King Cold wasn't going to be willing to give it to him off the cuff, then it would have been a fight, and it would have probably been a knockout. Drag down slobber knocker of a battle, considering that they were the two most powerful beings in the universe at that point. You know.
True. No, that's fair. That's fair. I will get you that. Greg Twitchell, what if Pilaf got his wish to rule the planet? Yeah, he gets to rule the planet. That is until Raditz shows up. Seriously, because that's when, Raditz arrives, he basically sees Pilaf and then just, scoots him out of existence. That would be a swabber knocker.
It's slobber knocker.
Slobber knocker. Sorry, I saw Gobi's thing, so that was probably a joke.
Yeah.
Right.
Slobber knocker.
Alright, Claparachi. What if universes are 7 and 11 tied, and Zeno decided to use a talent show as a tiebreaker? Oh, man. Then Vegeta would be brought in as a pitch hitter to do his bingo dance.
Oh, gosh.
He does the bingo dance and it saves the universe.
Oh, no.
So, Vegeta, you gotta do the dance. I won't do the dance! And it's like, yeah, and then he has to do the bingo dance. Saves the universe. Chrome Bison. What if in the Tree of Might movie, the weakened Z fighters, including Gohan, ate from the tree while Goku was getting beaten by fruit-powered Turles? Oh, man. Imagine if that did happen. This giant tree. It must have other examples of fruit. So the other guys just eat from the tree. It runs the risk of turning them evil or giving them, evil thoughts. But if it actually gives them the strength, they might actually be able to take out Turles. Or at least help Goku.
It's definitely one of those things that could have been explored if it was like an actual arc rather than a movie, because they're really constrained by runtime. But if Tree of Might had been like an arc and we got this whole bit where say the human characters or just any one of the other random characters ate from the fruit of the Tree of Might to gain power, you could have it be almost like a hunger situation, sort of like the Planet Eaters of Marvel Comics or stuff like that, where by eating the fruit it causes a mental need for it, right? It's almost like a form of vampirism. They can't stop having Tree of Might fruit every now and then, so they become the villain who goes to other planets and starts eating the power, and then the Z fighters have to put them down or otherwise use the Dragon Balls to wish them better.
Yeah, like a vicious cycle and stuff. Yeah, I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby.
Make it Yamcha. Make it Yamcha who eats the fruit.
Oh yeah, Yamcha. Okay, Kirby asks, what if Babidi had gotten his hands on the Dragon Balls? What would he wish for other than hatching Buu? Well, okay, apart from hatching Buu, he'd probably bring back his dad, depending on how his relationship was. So it'd be Bibidi and Babidi. Working together, their magic together would be incredible. Really strong. Other than that, I probably think he would just ask for more power. Pretty much. Or, to learn every single magic spell there is in existence. Just a search for knowledge. A search for knowledge if he couldn't just use it to resurrect Buu, pretty much. APC 218. What if Shenron and Porunga duked it out? Dude, have you seen the fists of Porunga? Porunga would just beat Shenron down. Okay, you just get Shenron entangling himself around Porunga, but Porunga just panel driving Shenron in the head. So I think Porunga would take him. It would be Porunga. Without a doubt. And Craig also asked, what if Godzilla was in Dragon Ball? Well, I'd be very much down for that, having a kaiju in there. Basically, replace movie 13. Instead of the Rudagon, it's Godzilla. I'd be down for that. I would pay to see that.
Yeah, I'd pay to see more kaiju, especially Godzilla in the series.
Yeah, basically Godzilla in movie 13. Trumpet Dog, thank you for the super chat. And then Gobi. What if Pan had to tragically defeat the Madden Eldritch abomination Gohan in order to save everyone? Poetically emotional.
Oh gosh.
Poetically emotional, that's for sure. I would say. But again, it would have to be something really, really something. This is Dragon Ball. The stakes are minimal, so Gohan would be okay in the end.
It's a pull the trigger Piglet scenario.
Yeah. It'd be one of those things that's like, it would just be, everyone would be screaming in the audience, no, Pan, don't do it! It would be one of those moments. Alright, Red Dragon Force 2. Krillin. Hey, Gohan! Remember when Piccolo was high on crack cocaine? Gohan and Piccolo glare. Gohan.
I like that about as much as you like Team 3-Star.
It's like, oh, I just found that really weird when I remembered reading the script. It was like, oh, okay. And then but then it came together when on the video, because it's just like, Piccolo, more! I need more! It's just like getting us up. No, my cocaine! It's just like, no, Michael Caine. Okay, Yash Gary. Hey, sorry I've been a bit less active recently, but I'm back with a theory. What if the clouds in the heaven were actual Kintoons? I know it's been disapproved in the anime, but what about the manga? I don't know about the manga, but to be honest, it's a really cute idea. Like, just this one little cloud from the heavens wound its way to Earth and has magical powers. It'd be really cute.
Yeah, it would, and it kind of works, you know. I mean, in the anime, at least, we see like that the clouds that separate heaven and Hiffle are the same exact kind of like color and consistency as Kintoon, and you know they also have this the whole like hardening aspect to them, because you know like Kintoon, you can only stand on it if you're pure of heart, whereas the clouds in Otherworld prevent people from going through them if they're below, you know. So I think it's really interesting, and it's kind of got that same sort of Japanese feel to it of certain myths, like the angel or whatever that comes down and leaves her Hagoromo, and a fisherman takes it, so she gets stuck on Earth, sort of situation. You can have it be a sort of scenario like that, where it's like this cloud just kind of wound up wandering into the mortal world and couldn't find its way back, and it had to be given a purpose, you know.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Absolutely. Trumpet Dog, thank you very much for another bit of super chat. Marcellus Thomas. What if Krillin achieved Ultra Instinct during the Boo arc to protect 18 and Marin from Boo? Father of the Year? Juan Sanchez? As in Krillin. Well, honestly, if because, you know, Ultra Instinct, you know, so long as you have the mental capacity, you don't have to be a Saiyan to get it. So if Krillin had Ultra Instinct, it would be the ultimate, you know, strong dad move, and 18 would very much show her appreciation later that night. You know?
Oh my god, boss.
No, but seriously, it's like, hey babe, why don't you show me some of those Ultra Instinct moves later? And it's like, just react to let your body go. Can do!
Oh my god.
It's like, you know, just, no, it's like, well, I don't really know, it just kind of happens, you know? You just gotta, like, knock me out for some reason. Oh, I'll knock you out. 18 pound beats him with a saucepan, and basically, like, he's just like, he's on the ground for 5 minutes. 18's like, did that not work? He gets up, and 18's like, hey, about time, let's go.
You have been wanting to write a Lemon script for so long, I can tell, because you're so into this idea. You're so into this idea, Moss.
I know. That's why I don't like YT being YT. The fact that I had to say it in the Gine script of Part 0, it was like, I want to, but I can't. I'm limited by the platform. Oh, okay, let's move on. Kirby163. What if Super 17 and Super via evil scientists from another universe, 3 or 4, wanting to use the winner of the tournament power for evil purposes? Okay, if you basically made a Super 17, but you made it in a different way, like you just literally upgraded him, that would be a bit more interesting in just somehow fusing two together. So, you know, somehow like, oh, 17's on his boat. He then gets kidnapped from a scientist from Universe 3, Paparoni. So, basically, Paparoni comes back and creates Super 17. There you go. That'd be kind of interesting. Try and make that work. Paparacha, what if Bulma and Vegeta decided to fill the void left by Frieza's death? The Capsule Empire? Well, I would say. Like, Bulma would be very interested in space technology, trying to find local planets to put Capsule Corp in, like getting an interstellar network. Gosh. Perhaps.
Well, and she totally is a corporate shark when you really look at the fact that, like, what happened to Capsule Corp's biggest competitor on planet Earth? Well, that was Red Ribbon Corporation. So when they became the Red Ribbon Army private military group, and then Goku destroyed them, hey, all of that corporate real estate gets bought up by Capsule Corp. So I mean, like, if there was a way that they could expand the Capsule Corp brand out into space in the wake of the defeat of, like, Frieza and King Cold, they totally would do that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no, it's totally reasonable. And then Paparacha says, eggplant or garlic and onions are the two best pizza toppings.
Lies! Oh my God, lies! Lies and slander!
I can understand garlic and onions. I do like onions on a pizza.
Oh no! Onions are the worst! Onions are just like the worst ingredient ever!
Oh, hey, if it's any consolation, Soph, one time I had a pizza from Domino's, which in the UK, Domino's is actually pretty good. It's like Papa John's. It's like Papa John's and Domino's. They switch around in the US and the UK. It's like different the other way around. So basically, I asked for extra olives because I like myself some olives. And basically they went to ham. It was like literally all olives. Like all olives.
Oops, all olives.
Oops, all olives. What you gonna do? It's like
no, you gotta go with the classic. Like, more often than not, if I'm not getting like a meat lovers, in which case I put like just tons of different meat toppings on my pizza, I just go for the classic. I get a large original style crust, easy on the sauce, pepperoni pizza, and that's all I need.
Oh, I'd never say no to a pepperoni. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
not. Especially
just...
Dr. Pepperoni. Alright, Trumpet Dog. What if Dr. Giro and Gebo surrendered during Goku's rampage through Red Ribbon headquarters and defected to Capsule Corp? I feel like it would be like a patient climb the ladder situation, with Giro basically taking down the Capsule Corp from within, very slowly, gaining the trust, and then pulling a fast one on them. Like, I can imagine. Like, some case of sabotage. Red Dragon Force 2, on behalf of Manifesto, Goku sings "Remember Me" to Krillin after Raditz showed up. So it's like, Krillin, one last thing before I go. Remember me. And then just disappears. Even though he has a hole in his esophagus. Vandalia, what if Cell had gotten Goku's muffin obsession? He'd be just carbo loading. For 10 days, he wouldn't be just sleeping in the middle of the ring. He'd be just carbo loading. He'd be just like, oh, it's a shame I'm going to have to blow up this planet. The bakeries here are just a die for. He just like walks around, hello, may you give me some muffins, please? It's like, you see, Goku, unlike you, I don't bother with money. So that's where.
But if you don't give them money, how are they supposed to make more muffins later?
Because I will destroy their family. That's how it works. Alright, Gobi. On account of forced separation from his parents and later demise of his adopted grandpa, what if Goku had showed hints of separation anxiety disorder? Okay, so basically, like, he really couldn't be on his own. So then I guess, really, I imagine he probably would just go to West City and live with Bulma. Like,
yeah,
pretty much. He would just spend more time at Capture Corp. Like in my Goku female script, he would just get better social skills, and that would hopefully be able to help him kind of like come to terms with his anxiety disorder. I feel like he could find help.
Over time, if he were to actually live with Bulma and experience more of a social development to where he's not quite so socially like awkward and anxious, and that's not to say that all people have the potential to get over it. That's not the case, but like living in the city with somebody who has the kinds of means that Bulma has and stuff like that would give him far more opportunity to interact with other people, and also to get like good therapy for dealing with that kind of stuff. But I also feel like if you have the scenario where outside of like the what if where they're raised as outright kids, I feel like if you have a scenario where Goku is affected by that sort of separation anxiety, that means that he'd be very, very likely to become dependent. And so if you were to have a scenario like that, it would probably wind up with Goku either like wanting to be adopted into the Briefs family, or outright like asking Bulma to marry him, you know, once his social education had gotten up to that point to where like he knew what that kind of stuff was.
Yeah.
And you could kind of write it either way, depending on your own tastes, et cetera, you know, how you want the characters to develop along what lines. But I mean, it's interesting, but it's a lot more of a psychological thing than typical shonen fare usually is.
Yeah, okay. No, I could see that. Great Twitchell. What if Android 21 was a creation of Jiro's computer modeled on his wife? Instead of Margin form, it just gets human form with Margin abilities and a split personality. That would make more sense. Yeah, basically doesn't go Margin, but basically has like tendencies based on like computers and stuff. And a split personality. Okay, that makes more sense. That's a bit more plausible, instead of just suddenly turning Margin for some reason. So
yeah, like she could have some leftovers from Jiro's programming, and some of her original programming, like being, you know, in fight with each other.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I can see that, definitely. That would be, Craig, that's a really good idea. Red Dragon, on behalf of Karan Sanai, what if Dragon Ball Super Broly landed, well, the Broly from Dragon Ball Super Broly landed on Namek instead of Vampa? Paragus maybe joins later on. He thinks a calmer Broly that doesn't get hurt. Okay, yeah, I think the Namekian, that kind of lifestyle is a lot more sedate. So I feel like that young Broly probably would have a very solid start. And that Broly tends to have probably a better chance of being calmer if he basically reaches a good environment from the start. So honestly, I feel like it could only be better. And I feel like if Paragus arrived... Sorry. Right?
Go ahead.
I feel like if Paragus arrived and by the time he got to Broly and realized he was actually quite sedate, there would be no need for a collar.
Well, and let's remember too is that one major reason why Broly in both kind of concepts, you know, both the movie 8 concept and DBS Broly, one reason why Broly was such a threat was because his power level was so much higher than most Saiyans, you know, that like they couldn't really find a way of logically keeping him on the planet because nobody would have been able to subdue him. But as we see from the Namekians, at least later on, when we see them in Dragon Ball Z during the Namek saga and stuff like that, they have entire clans of warriors that are dedicated to fighting with power levels upwards of 10,000, and you know they have a guardian who serves as the guardian of the guru, you know, the head elder, who if they're anything like Nail can have anywhere from 20 to 40,000 battle power. So you have a situation where not only does he land on a planet that's basically full of pacifistic communes of Namekian peoples, you know, just kind of farming, going about their day, very very spiritually calm and mellow. But if he did have like an episode, right, where he freaked out and he started going going a bit crazy or anything, and his power got out of control, there would be strong enough warriors on the planet that they could subdue him and bring him back down to a mellow level until he's able to be taught to control himself.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I could buy that, absolutely. Craig Twitchell, I'm noticing no Jiro what ifs here from Craig. Like, seriously, no Jiro. This is weird. Craig, what if Goku wasn't stupid but had average intelligence? Now, you see, this is what really bugs me, is that I did do a video asking, is Goku smart? And there is a theory that I do pose in there, that there are 7 different kinds of levels of measuring intelligence. And yeah, Goku, and the one that we always like attribute to intelligence overall is mathematical intelligence. And yes, Goku is not the sharpest nail in the crayon box.
But smarts, you know.
Yeah, but basically in terms of kinetic energy, natural energy, intelligence, like there are quite a few levels of intelligence he is incredibly prodigious at. So I feel like, you know, he isn't dumb. You know, he has other things.
I think the problem is his social ineptitude combined with his lack of academic intelligence is what tends to rub people the wrong way. It's because it's what makes people perceive him as being as selfish as he often is. And Toriyama's kind of been leaning into that, you know, his character in the anime and the manga for Dragon Ball Super. You know, he's very much been showing off to be a much more selfish sort of like, so long as I can mine kind of Goku, you know, with the tournament of power, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh. Hello.
The whole intellectual stuff to show that Goku wasn't stupid at all. It's a very good bit, and I actually do recommend people watch that.
Oh,
but,
right. Yeah.
I mean,
and yeah, because Red Dragon says he's a battle savant.
Yeah, exactly. He is. He really is. He's got intelligence, but it's keyed into one very, very specific thing.
And he can be cunning, you know, at occasions. Like he knows how to, like, he has some psychological intuition as well when it comes on.
Yeah. No,
well, think about his fight. Think about his fight with either like Piccolo Jr. during the Budokai. When like for the first time or whatever, I can't remember if it's the first time, but like we see him use a Kamehameha with his feet so that he can deck Piccolo with the Force, you know. Or when he's fighting with Frieza, when we see him like take a moment to be like, okay, I need to get my bearings when he's underwater, and then he creates those 2 power orbs so he can send them up as distractions, you know, and get the drop on Frieza. But the thing is that his intellect and his cunning almost always pertains purely to battle, which is him. You know, he has that very, very hyper specialized form of intelligence, and I think it gets people frustrated because they see him act so smart when a battle's going on. But then outside of battle, you then have situations where he just acts like a total dunce because of his social ineptitude, etc.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just, when you mention that, it just reminded me of like, what? That's just distracting. That's even more distracting. Geronimo!
Exactly.
All right, Gobi. What if Dragon Ball was like Tron with Gohan having to defeat the Master Control Program? Would we get Han?
Oh my god.
Oh yes, old Gohan. It's like, I'm not your father,
what?
Han.
Why would it be called Han though? Because you got to remember that Tron was a program that the main character meets Flynn meets Tron inside the computer. So instead you'd have to make up like an OC or even just have Gohan meeting Tron outright. My favorite aspect of it is just the absurdity of Master Control as a character interacting with Gohan, because I think Gohan is so much smarter than Flynn that it would be a very, very different conversation.
Yeah. Oh, and Red Dragon says the Goku Bulma thing. I am planning on doing that soon, so probably in September, just so you know. Yeah, Ultra Godzilla fan. What if Goku Black, through Goku's muscle memory, learned Kaioken, Spirit Bomb, and Dragon Fist during the Goku Black arc? It would actually be pretty cool if actually Goku Black discovered some of those powers. Like, just in, yeah. I mean, I think the Dragon Fist would be really cool to actually bring that back in, and it's not Goku that does it, but it's Goku Black. Just the evil Dragon Fist. That'd be so cool. Just canonizing the Dragon Fist. There you go. Simple as that. Jampig Tunes, what if all the Z Fighters wish to become Saiyans? Well, if they did do that, the stakes would be even lower. You just have a bunch of Saiyans. You basically would just have more Saiyans, really. And, yeah, Yamcha would still be the weakest. Ha 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 ha. The Somewhere Man, what if Aita was more of a fighter, and joined Goku on the rest of his journey? So basically, if Android 8 was willing to tag along, I feel like he'd just be a nice, docile companion. I can imagine, just being a nice kind of very sedate, calm accessory.
He would be 16 before 16 was a thing, basically.
Yeah, he'd be half of 16. Alright, Craig Twitchell. What if vampires and werewolves are in Dragon Ball? Where werewolves actually are, sort of, because of the, Beastman fad. And vampires are, Princess and Devil's Castle. I think. Lucifer. Lucifer's a vampire in that.
Yeah.
So technically vampires do exist. So there you go, Craig. You just got to go and watch the first couple of movies, and there you will see it. Oh, Curse of the Blood Rubies, that was it.
Curse of the Blood Rubies, man. Oh, that was the first Dragon Ball movie I ever saw, and my mind was kind of my mind was blown because when Oolong turns into his big knight form in that movie, I was like, that looks exactly like the knight design from Dragon Warrior, which is Dragon Quest in the West, and I didn't know at the time that Akira Toriyama was the character designer for Dragon Quest as a series.
Also, a little known fact, vampires in Dragon Ball world come from Vampa. Totally legit fact.
The vampires there live on bug juice, apparently.
Yes.
That's right. And Paparacha says, thanks, Sophie. I now headcanon 18 as demisexual.
You're welcome. Representation for underrepresented sexualities.
Yay! All right, Gobi. Would Fem Goku call Krillin her stud muffin?
Oh God!
Brilliant!
Oh,
I love it.
I not only love it, but I want her to use it in front of everyone else in the Z Fighter group, and everyone just kind of their minds grind to a halt as they stare at her.
Soph, you've got to keep reminding me of this. Do not let me forget this.
Yeah.
Stud muffin. Got it. I'm gonna send you a DM right now just so that you'll have it in your history.
Thank you. If we can use that, and if I don't use it, I'm not gonna use it in this next part, but I won't let you hurt my stud muffin.
I know people will probably complain, but
I don't care.
But I mean, come on, it's perfect.
That needs to be on a shirt, guys. Come on, that needs to be on a shirt.
Oh, Gobi, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love it. I love it so much.
We need to get Jenna saying that.
You just want the internet.
Yeah. Craig Twitchell, what if Bulma was a Doctor Who companion? Oh, she'd be completely, in terms of, scientific stuff, I imagine that Doctor would actually be really, interested in her knowledge and stuff. It would still be very quaint by his standards, but her willingness to learn would actually be very endearing to him.
But
she would kind of be a more intense. She'd be kind of a more intense version of Martha after a fashion. Somebody who could kind of keep up intellectually, not to the same degree as actually being a Time Lord, but somebody who at least is able to understand the theory enough that you kind of actually have to make the Doctor a cooler, less intellectual regeneration version of themselves in order for it to kind of work as the with Bulma as the companion.
Yeah.
I think Bulma would be a cross between Martha and Donna.
Yes, yes. With Donna, because she'd be like, "What did you say to me?"
She's got that spiciness. She's saucy, and sassy.
Oh no, I am not mating with you. I just love that through the windows. They just go, Doctor, it's me, Donna. It's like, Donna, what are you doing? What?
I'm a temp from Chiswick.
I am a 10 from Chiswick. I did not sign up for this. So, Catherine Tate, seriously.
I loved her. She was my favorite, and they did her so freaking dirty. I hated what they did with her.
Bernard
in the series.
Cribbins
Oh
lived on. Alfie, her grandpa, best character.
I really did love Bernard.
Oh, he was so good. Oh, he carries the memories. All right. Great Twitcher. What if the Master got a hold of the Dragon Balls? Oh, there'd be chaos, especially.
Oh.
He'd just wish that he'd wish the Doctor out of existence, or he would like just wish us. So that means basically he'd have the drums playing.
Here come the drums.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Team Valor. Sophie B's Krillin meets Masako saying Krillin.
Oh, nice. That would be something like, so, you wound up wishing to be like Goku, huh?
Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of just, did this one thing, and before I knew it, grew a tail and all this stuff. I suddenly think about pride for some reason. It was kind of weird.
So you wound up becoming a Saiyan. I went into the hyperbolic time chamber and developed my own version of the Kaioken with Master Roshi.
Neat!
Did you marry Bulma in your timeline?
Oh, man, why didn't I think of... No, I didn't. I wasn't interested in Bulma. Even though with the crop top and tidy whities. Oh, yeah. No, totally not interested. And it's like, and besides, I saw Vegeta showing interest, and I really don't want to go on his bad side right now.
Oh, Vegeta and me are best buds.
Oh, lucky. I wish I was in your timeline. Things are simpler. Alright, Craig Twitcher, what if the Master and Dr. Gero teamed up? There it is! Dr. Gero, there it is. If they joined up, the Master would just play Gero entirely. Play him entirely. He would think, he'd be so doting on Gero's intelligence, right until he became useless, and then he would just get rid of him entirely. Paparazzi, what if Davros found the big Getaster?
Oh boy! All those Daleks powered up by Big Getaster.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, the dots. The big Getty Star was meant to cheat death. How can this be?
Oh no!
We have a plan, Big Getaster. We have a plan to exterminate the Saiyans.
Oh. Yeah, basically in
there
DBZ,
will be no more Saiyans in this universe. They will be exterminated.
But basically in movie 6, instead of those random robots that just go beep, it would just be Daleks. There you go. Punch them really, really hard. Craig Twitcher, when's the next lightning round? Well, you can expect something relatively similar on next Thursday, just so you know. Alright, Heartless Fang. What if other animal-style schools made themselves known in Dragon Ball other than Turtle or Crane? Maybe Dragon and Tiger based on the 4 directions. That'd be really kind of cool if they were kind of like underground schools and stuff like that. So, maybe Hercule was once considering joining the Tiger School, but basically found them to be really too serious and stuff. So the Satan Dojo basically came a knocking. So, yep, so there you go. Red Dragon, what if Gohan was able to actively go Ultra Instinct by closing his mind from his body, having to work autonomously while his mind watches from inside his head? I think that would probably be the most logical means of trying to tapping into it, and that's probably what Goku's doing just through sheer will and determination. So I can imagine Gohan figuring it out through intelligence sooner. So I think, yeah. So I think I could believe it. Podo, I recently watched Naruto Abridged, and no offense, but by God, I hated it. It was, Don't worry, Podo. Some of those jokes didn't age well. So don't worry, I hear you. The Sakura bashing was a lot. And,
Oof.
and I did feel really bad with the whole Tsunade discovery thing. That 10-episode thing was cut down to 1. So that was a bit because my co-worker on that did not like Tsunade. So, yeah, let's just say that. But there were definitely good parts about it. I still love the whole thing with Sasuke and Kakashi.
One of my best friends in high school, she just she used the whole touche for everything
Touche.
in conversation.
It's like
that was one of the most memorable little line reactions that anybody could do in that series, was the whole touche. It's just like she would use that all the time.
Somebody mistyped it and just went Tusha. So we named a random ninja Tusha, and of course the rower. So, but the thing is though, with Martin's Ninja Bridge, everyone thinks that he came up with the rower. It's funny. And I love the fact that actually originally in Ninja Bridge, I was actually Tazuna. So, you know, the bridge builder. I was originally in that because Martin asked me, do you want to be in it? Oh, hell yeah. But then he basically said, like, Martin was like, yeah, probably maybe not best if you did it. It might be a bit awkward. But it's like, no, man, that was funny. I could appreciate poke funning it and stuff. Anyway, well, let's move. We're getting bogged down. Let's move on. Craig, what if Goku Black wished for immortality? Well, I'd have to play the sound. We've not been playing the sound much today. But yeah, no, basically, if he wished for immortality, then Fuse Zamasu would be perfect, and that would be the end of that. Gobi, what if Teen Goten and Trunks had misadventures like Cheech and Chong? Well, I mean, I would take Teen Goten and Trunks, quite frankly, because we've had too much of Kid Goten and Trunks. I would take anything right now. I'd be like, I wouldn't mind that at all.
Scooby-Doo Adventures with Goten and...
Oh yeah, of course. Yes, you know, Goten. Don't worry, I've been just using 2% of my power. Just throw that line in there. Marcus Todd. What if the 26th Budokai Tenkaichi was just a normal tournament? AKA, what if it got to continue uninterrupted and Boo just didn't happen? Well, that was the 25th Tenkaichi, and I think it did sort of continue. It did, because, like, you know, Hercule won against 18, because, you know, she got money.
Yeah.
But then the next one's up until the end of Z. It was just, the final will be Mr. Boo versus Hercule, and then Mr. Boo would lose.
Yeah, and man, that entire thing is just oof. No.
Yeah, and
you're turning an actual martial arts competition into a wrestling match at that point, and it's like, dude, come on, let people have their opportunities.
Yeah, and incidentally, Podo, about Naruto Bridge, there were loads of things that were my fault too. Basically, it's down to experience. Like, I look back on that and I'm like, yeah, there were a lot of things I could do much better. My editing was atrocious back then. I was like, yeah, I did like the whole party piece with like doing the girl voices, but I felt like I could have done more effort with that.
I was actually going to give you a compliment on that, because of all of the abridged series that couldn't land any female voices. Because I know that a lot of abridged series, especially back then, were started by guys who didn't have any voice actresses on hand to you know, as friends to do the voices. So I was going to give you a compliment on actually doing a really good job with your girl voices.
With Hinata.
Well, you know, with Hinata, it was kind of alright, you know. So, you know, just kind of like Naruto.
Hinata was my favorite in Naruto.
I know, that was the one I nailed the most. And I sort of went back to that with Chihiro in Danganronpa Bridge, that Falero's one. I loved voicing Chihiro in that. That was really cool. I loved that. It's a shame that it ended. You know. But honestly, Podo, you know, it's basically I did bad things too. My editing was atrocious. My acting was not that great. And, you know, a couple of episodes that I wrote, not that good at all. And I actually wrote the second Naruto Bridge movie, the one with the stone of, you know, Jal-El or Kal-El. The second movie, I wrote that one and that wasn't good. So, yeah. So, Podo, I'm more than willing to call myself out on that. So, just let you know. I'm just saying, I'm not being biased. A lot of B's were had by me too.
Yeah.
Okay, Manifesto. In my opinion, Dale Wilson, aka Ocean Dub's Perfect Cell, is perfect vocal choice for his character. That is what I like. What do you think? I think Manifesto, the Ocean Dub, I like the Ocean Dub. It has its own personalities and quirks, and it also has its own, like, you know, it has a lot of nostalgia because a lot of the voices came from when the Pioneer Dub. So, I actually have a lot of good things, really. So, you know, I think it's absolutely good. So I would agree with you, Manifesto. Vulcan, in Hercule's What If, Hercule learnt a form of hyperhuman that has purple aura. I guess so. I would maybe come up with some kind of means but then again, he'd have Kaioken. So, you know, there'd be that Kaioken skill, so I'd probably just be working on that, to be honest. It'd be more in keeping. And what if Gohan became... Oh, next part of Hercule? Probably in September, perhaps? And what if Gohan became the leader of the Satan Dojo? I can imagine that old Hercule would then pass it on, because if he got with Videl, then Gohan would become the next leader of the Satan Dojo.
Son, what? When I die, I'm passing the dojo on to you. Take good care of it like I took care of it myself.
There's a succession crisis because there's an argument about whether or not Videl should get it.
Oh, well, basically, no, Gohan would just go like, well, no, I want to give it to Videl.
It's like, what? Well, okay. I mean, I kind of didn't mind. I kind of was like hoping you go into it together, but, you know, I don't mind. It's like, okay.
Eventually, Pan will get it, eventually.
Oh, and then Videl would become Miss Satan.
Well, and there's the thing too. It's like I can totally imagine Hercule going to Gohan being like, "I want you to help Videl with the Satan Dojo when I pass," and he's like, "But I'll miss all the conferences."
Oh yeah, of course, that too. It's like,
But the conferences.
oh no,
but the conferences, Hercule.
the conferences.
Can you imagine Gohan will start doing the conferences in the dojo? So you have both science and martial arts at the same spot.
Yeah.
You know, I'm now picturing conferences as being like the food thing for Gohan, with like how Frieza tempted Goku to let him go to full power with a pizza. Some other enemy down the line will tempt Gohan into doing something stupid by tempting him with a conference.
Yeah. Okay, Gobi, thanks for the super sticker. Vulcan, what if Kami raised Piccolo and the impacts of it? Well, if Kami actually decided to look after Piccolo, then I imagine that, you know, Kami would at least be able to hold his own against Piccolo and try and, like, steer him in the way, but it would become very clear to him that Piccolo Jr. is nowhere near as malicious as King Piccolo.
Still, it would be a troubled relationship.
Oh, yeah.
You're not my real dad.
I actually sort of am. It's very complicated.
It's like, yeah, so basically, I feel like,
At best, you're my dad's twin.
You know what? I'll take it.
Yeah.
That still only makes you an uncle, which means you're not my real dad.
That's it. Go to your room.
I don't have a room.
It's just like...
Flies off into the wasteland.
It's like,
Well, close enough. He spends as much time in there.
alright, Vati. Masako, you've done a what if Goku was female. What if? That got me thinking about the consequences would be Vegeta was female. Thoughts? Oh, we have plenty. We have plenty of those. And we will,
Oh my gosh.
and we will not get to it in the fullness of time, because again, we always talk about whether Vegeta was female. We will do it in the fullness of time, eventually, once we can actually figure it out. But in short, it's not as exciting as you think. So.
Finn, Vegeta, and Krillin pairing. What if? It's gonna happen sometime.
Vulcan, what if Piccolo had a son? Ah, that might be a topic in the What If FAQ, so check that on Thursday. And what if Gohan trained Videl? Well, he actually sort of did, but it just depends on whether he did it more. Well, yeah, you never know. We might be covering that in a future What If, so just so you know.
Yes.
And Mango Tree, for some reason my message won't go through for my What If. Can you look for it, my What If, in the comments? If not, it's not long, I promise. Thank you. Oh, Mango Tree, if you just tag me with your What If, and we can read it out now. Because it didn't come through. I didn't see your name coming up. So, Mango, if you're there, just tag me in. You don't need to do another super chat. Yeah. Don't worry. We will have plenty of opportunities to do other kind of crazy What Ifs, to be honest. Yeah. But Oh yeah, Gobi reminded everybody that someone needs to brutally crush Masako in Mario Kart for a what if Goku had a sister discussion.
Yes, you guys got to do it. You guys got to do it. Somebody has to crush Masako in Mario Kart for that to happen. Maybe I'll ask my nieces to do it. They're really good. I tried to play Mario Kart with them on their Switch when I visited them, and oh my gosh, I felt very embarrassed at how poor of a showing I made.
Yeah, but again, guys, if you didn't got it, when Mas, is playing Mario Kart, it's like when we first see Goku go Super Saiyan.
Oh yeah, no. Basically, whenever I'm playing a competitive racing game, I don't pull any punches.
You become Ultra Instinct Masako.
Yeah, I mean, I may not be the fastest guy out there, but in terms of intensity and stuff, then it's like that.
So you're saying I may not be the best, but I can lift.
Yeah. And Podo, yeah, I do miss Naruto Bridge. Those were good days, and I do remember it fondly because it did teach me a lot of things. So I never regret Naruto Bridge at all because it taught me a lot of things. It got me where I am. So I'm always respecting and understanding and just appreciative of the fact that it got me on the map. So that's what I got to say really. I do miss it, and I do acknowledge and cherish it as part of my history, as it were.
You just think about it. Just think about it the way that Christopher Walken thinks of all of his various different roles, both good and bad. All of acting and all of writing and all of directing, all of it is a learning experience, and you take the good with the bad, and it all helps to shape you into a better person in the future.
Podo? Oh, right. If you're talking about that one, a silly question, what if I fused with Popo? Popodo.
Oh gosh.
It'd be Papa Popodo. Basically, you would just say everything with the word maggot at the end of it.
Oof.
It's like, what if this thing happened to you, maggot?
Oh gosh, it's like a really weird verbal tick like they've got in Japan with this.
Yeah, no, Mango Tree. Just type in your what if in the chat, and then we can do it. Just so you know.
Yeah, because we're wrapping up. So.
Yeah, we are wrapping up. So just can you just put it in the chat? You don't need to make it a super chat or anything like that. Just that means we got it, because we are wrapping up. So just let's make it clear. But once we see it, I think all you need to do is just type it.
And add Masako or Sophie.
Oh yeah, no, I saw Mango Tree. He did tag my name, but nothing else.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
Just write your question.
Yeah. So yeah, we can answer your question, Mango. So I know Mango's here because he did tag me. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird.
Maybe they. Yeah, I mean, and Mango's showing up in the chat thing when I at them, so they got to be there.
Yeah. So yeah, it might be connection problems, but yeah, Yash, I do have your screenplay, but things have been rather hectic, preparing for my father's funeral because we're doing a lot of preparation for it. So if I do get a little bit of time, then I will try and have a look at it, just so you know. Adam Suzupak, how many lemons do I plan on making? Oh, I plan on making a fair bit if I could.
MasakoX lemon channel available only on Daily Motion.
Oh, Daily Motion. Or Mango Tree, you don't need to tag me. Just say what your question is in the chat. Just type it out. But no, seriously, it was just I just felt like with the Gine Bardock one, it was like, oh man, I really just I wanted to describe it. I really did.
You wanted to be saucy with it.
And it's not even Kirby says Masiko's got plans to plant a whole lemon farm. It's an orchard of lemons.
It's just about the lemon tree.
On YouTube, you wave your hands and you're like, "See my lemon orchard and know that it is bare." But then you make your channel on Dailymotion or Vimeo, and then you can plant as many lemon trees as you want.
Or even better, on OnlyFans.
Oh no. No, no way.
Unlisted videos available only on Patreon.
Oh, but yeah, Mango Tree, just type out your what if, and then we can do it for you. I mean, the thing is that we have been like, it's been like about like nearly 10 minutes since you did your super chat, and we've been like kind of holding on. So really, I need.
Yeah, we gotta hurry up because it's late where Masako and Haverock are, and they need to get stuff done before they go to bed.
Yeah, exactly. So if you could just type out your what if, then just type it out in the chat, then we can get to it. Yeah, exactly, Red Dragon. We just need to kind of wrap up, but we just need to kind of like, actually know what your what if is, Mango. All right, playing backwards. Take care. Well, the thing is, Podo, he has. Well, they have chatted. They have typed in the chat, so they are there. So, yeah. So we're just having to like wait a little bit just until like, because we're trying to be fair. Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, the thing is,
Well, let's give it one more minute, and then we'll just have to call it, and they'll have to come on for the next stream.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, we'll give it one more minute, and if not, then we will have to wrap up. I think we've been fair.
Yeah,
we've been fair. We've like hung around for 10 minutes. We've had a nice little chat. And
we talked about your lemon farm.
We talked about lemon farms. That was good. That was good. Good fun.
Yeah, that was good. Good fun.
No, I think realistically, in terms of like, in terms of that kind of stuff, it's not like I want to make things that are like hardcore or anything like that. It's just
no.
Things that get like that are wholesome, but also have a little bit of kind of like raunchiness to it. But things
that are just enough to get your blood pumping.
Yeah, like nothing that it's just something to like keep you interested. But
Also, I hope like every Napa fan that's in the chat, like all two of you guys, like the King Cold scene in the last one, because I had so much fun. Like, I think it's one of my favorite scenes that I ever wrote for a What If on Masa's channel.
Mango Tree says that they're trying, but I guess there must be some problems.
No, you don't need to do a super chat. Just literally type in the chat.
Yeah, don't do a super chat. Just do a regular chat. Just type out a regular chat.
So like you're doing, Mango Tree, basically just do that.
Yeah.
So that's all you need to do. But yeah, so exactly, everybody, it's just like... Oh, yeah, no, basically... I do have certain words, banned, basically, because, because as we have a lot of YouTubers found out, if you have certain words typed in the comments, then, the video can get demonetized.
Yeah.
And also, YouTube does its own thing of banning them as well. So, YouTube kind of does that as well. Hashtag YT being YT. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mango Tree, if you...
We may just have to go ahead and do it next time.
Yeah, basically, Mango Tree, if you... How about... Oh, no, Red Dragon Force says that basically moderators can see it still.
Okay.
So red dragon.
I
would be able to-
can't see any hidden chats. I mean, if Mango Tree has posted it and it had come up hidden, like I haven't seen it. So
Yeah, no. Basically, whenever there's like a hidden word or something like that, yeah, even if it's just a text chat, it would come up. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, dragon's correct there. So.
exactly, Red Dragon.
So yeah, okay. I think.
Well, we'll just probably have to call it then because I know that you guys need to get going on getting ready for bed. So we'll just have to shelve that, put a pin in that, and Mango Tree will open up with yours if you can show up to the next stream.
Next week.
Yeah,
And,
Mango Tree. If you basically
next week.
and if need be, if you just find me on Twitter, then you can just go. Then on Twitter you can tag me there and I can reply to you there.
Mm-hmm.
So MasakoX, I'm on Twitter, so just at me there and I can respond to you there. So how about that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we're gonna have to because we've been fair. It's been about 15 minutes, and yeah. So, thank you all, everybody, for your patience, and thank you all for sticking around. I hope you all have a good rest of
Yes.
your evening, and thank you, Sophie and Hab, for joining me.
Absolutely.
And
Thank you, everyone.
everybody, hope you have a good weekend, and look forward to What If Trunks Met Kid Bulma Part 3 coming on Saturday. All right, everybody, take care of yourself, and have a good night, everybody. Then, bye.
Yeah.